Welcome back to another episode of Lost in the Farmer's Market Garden Life, where today we're looking at these two lovely specimens here, which are surrounded by widow's tears and some of my dramatically wilting kale plants. Kales are such drama queens, I swear. Anyway, the scientific name of these two plants is Myrtus communis, common name Greek Myrtle. They're in the family Myrtaceae, which is the myrtle family, of which, don't surprise action. I mean, considering the last video about barberries being in Berberiaceae, you know, can't be simpler than that, no, really. So, the name Myrtaceae comes from the Old Greek Myrtos or Myrcene. Basically, it's the name of the name. Communis means common. So, for instance, when I talked about castor beans in a prior one, it was Ricinus communis, common castor bean. It is native to North Africa, Southwest Asia, and Southern Europe. It is hardy in USDA zones 8 through 10. It prefers a soil pH of 6.1 to 8.3, which is a pretty good range. Its exposure is partial to full sun, which we have here. Additionally, its height can be 4 to 6 feet, and its width can be 3 to 5 feet. It is also known as plain old myrtle. However, what's interesting about these plants, and this ties into the story of Little Ragu. Now, if you didn't watch the video on Sweet Bay, I'm going to try to put it in here for you. But anyway, I've been trying to grow Sweet Bay for years with all kinds of failures. But this was the alternative, and it was way less expensive than buying a Sweet Bay. The grower who sold these two to me were like, yeah, you can use it in exchange of Sweet Bay. And as I researched, it turns out it's different, but no less good. So, as I said, this is an evergreen shrub or small tree. Well, right now it's more of an evergreen shrublet. Shrubini? Shrubbatini? Whatever. Anyway, when it does bloom, it has white flowers that produce blue-black berries that are edible and are a component of at least one liquor, which is kind of cool. You can actually eat the berries straight up, though, unlike olives where they have to kind of ferment to take out some of their coarser qualities, though you can eat them raw. These you can eat straight off the plant. The dried flowers, leaves, and fruits are essentially a spice, and that's where it comes in for replacing traditional Sweet Bay. Now, in my case, these plants here have quadrupled in size just about over several years and have been absolutely successful. I can't say the same about my comfrey patch under there, but we'll see what we can do. Now, why would you want this? Well, it is a unique and adaptable edible evergreen shrub. It doesn't have thorns. I suppose when it gets huge, maybe the flowers might be a litter issue, maybe the berries might be, but in general, it's easy to use, simplistic, not picky on garden soil, and it adds more flavor to your diet. I have no idea what the nutritional value of the leaves are, but I know they're good, and they're the substitute I use when I don't have bay when I cook poultry, specifically turkey drums. They're the substitute. Now, I'm going to zoom in just a little bit for your benefit. As you can see, or maybe not. Yeah, there we go. Hey, forget about it. They have tiny little leaves, so you would snip off a sprig. Like, you'd almost treat it like really large thyme and snipping off a few sprigs here and there and breaking them up and then throwing them in your dish. I don't believe dried they have the same risk as bay leaf. I've never used them dried anyway, so I wouldn't know. But I know that if you have a chance to come across this Greek Myrtle, go for it, because it'll certainly be a bragging point for your garden. So, this is a shorter than average video because Greek Myrtle is very straightforward. There's no bad news, there's no invasive warning, there's no it gets this disease and it hosts it and spreads it to other things. We're looking at you, cedar apple, blister rust. But be prepared for it to take a little while. Like rosemary slow. Except, as far as I can tell, it's not as drought tolerant as rosemary, but that's just my initial impression. So, if you have any thoughts about Greek Myrtle, please put them in the comments section. If you like this video, hit the like button. If you haven't already, please subscribe. The Forge blog's still clocking on, and consequently, I should point out that if I have any updates on this plant, because I know this is a little bit of a short video, expect them in a mini video later. Thus far, my base research, well, you got all of it. So it may be a semi unexplored seasoning spice. Uh, You know what I mean. Anyway, as always, folks, keep them growing. Thanks for watching.